Right, guys, so NHS mandate update. So I had my first meeting with the manager. He called it an informal meeting, but there's nothing really informal about being told that you could be sacked if you don't do this thing that they're asking you to do. I had a union rep with me from the Workers of England Union. She was really helpful, actually, and she managed to correct my answers on a couple of very key questions. One of the important contributions that she made was to make sure that I didn't actually refuse to have this jab or to say that I wasn't going to have it, but that I would have it when there is enough and adequate safety data to prove that it's actually safe for me to do. So that's just one. I don't think it'll make much difference to the overall process, but it's certainly a wise angle to take in these meetings, is a conditional acceptance, and they are not going to be able to provide the assurance you need in order to give that conditional acceptance. One of the other things that I pointed out was that it's actually illegal to dismiss somebody who refuses to take an uninsured risk. So I asked the manager to find out if the NHS trust that I work for is insured against any adverse reactions that I might suffer if I was to have the jab. So that's something that he doesn't even know. To be fair to my manager, he's a good man. The government has not been giving the trusts adequate information and training on this process. They left it to the last minute to give them some of the details on how this mandate is going to be implemented. So it's a bit of a shit show, to be honest. So I have no animosity towards my actual manager that's carrying out these meetings, but that's the first meeting done. The next process will be to try and get a clinical exemption. Whether I go through my GP or not is something I've yet to decide. The Workers of England Union have actually written up their own exemption letter, and they seem to believe that there is nothing in the legislation that says that it must be the 119 exemption form that is used. Now, it's very unlikely that trusts are going to accept this interpretation, but and because a lot of pressure is coming from above them, from the government, to enact this mandate in the way that the government is telling them to do. But apparently, and I need to check this for myself, there is no requirement, or rather, it is not prohibited in the legislation that another form of exemption could be used. So that's something I'm going to look into in the coming weeks. But a lot of people say that this mandate is going to be overturned or reversed. I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I am looking for other jobs. I've got a few interviews lined up in the next couple of weeks, which is quite exciting and quite nerve-wracking, but got to keep all options open. So that's where I am with it at the minute, guys. Yeah, uncertain times. Let's see what happens, eh?